was popping, y'all. We all knew it, but we finally got confirmation of it. And I'm somebody that was going against this notion that Doechii was an industry plant. I was saying that, hey, maybe we just didn't hear about her. And I even made a video where I said, like, yo, she's not really an industry plant by the traditional definition, which is an industry plant being an artist that is signed, has the support and financing of a major record label, but is presented as being independent. That is what an industry plan is, which is very different from artist development, which we're going to get into later in this video, which is when a label signs an artist. We know that they're signed. The music that is released through that artist is on that label. There is no deception, and they work with that artist over a long period of time. They may not even release music for a very long time because they've got them locked in with a producer or a team, and they're trying to establish their vision. A good example of a company that works in artist development, I did a whole documentary on them. I may have it linked in the description. It's one of my favorite pieces of work that I ever put out. I don't even think it's one of my most viewed videos, is Platoon. So Platoon is really artist development, and then Billie Eilish went through there. I believe Victoria Monet went through there, who was a former songwriter. I don't know if she was a songwriter for Ariana Grande. Now she's still a songwriter, but makes her own music. She had a very, very big hit the last year, I think it was. But before that, her as an artist wasn't very big. So this all came out through a lawsuit against TDE. And I didn't get too much into this lawsuit with TDE because, frankly, it's quite a nothing burger. I don't find it really interesting. The people involved in it aren't really involved with mainly anything. It seems like the people that are focusing on this TDE lawsuit the most are on Drake's side or OVO stands, and I understand why they do that, because they're looking at it like, hey, these guys are trying to attach anything to Drake, even baseless allegations, or not even allegations. They're trying to conjure up allegations. So this team actually has a lawsuit, so we're going to point that out and the hypocrisy of it, etc. Even though Kendrick Lamar, while he is no longer business-wise TDE, he is TDE. So this tweet, it says here by Poetic Flacco, TDE text confirmed Doechii is an industry plan. TDE refused to announce they signed Doechii earlier in her career because they wanted her to appear as an independent artist who was grinding organically. Whole time the machine was working for her. Textbook industry plan. So this is a text exchange from one of the people that's suing Musa, who's one of the people that worked at TDE. I don't know if it's like Top Dog's son or something like that. But the text says, okay, are you ready to bring me on board? LOL, but everything is cool. I actually ran into Brandon at Quavo event because I was a part of the team that put it together. Yes, let's sit and talk. And right here, it says, she's so young and fresh. I want you to come on board officially if you think you can help connect her with the right brands and get the right looks for her. Yeah, let's discuss. Is she a new TDE artist? The girl is the one on the right. Musa from TDE is the one on the left because the girl is bringing forward the lawsuit. So they're taking her text and she would be in blue. And then he says, yes, she's new to the team. We're going to build her own fan base first, then announce her. How hilarious is that? Yeah, for sure. I'm sure I can definitely help with opportunities there for her. He says, I'm trying to start early and build a dope team for her. In 2019, Mr. Tiffith Jr. engaged Miss Luna's services to work with artist A, agreeing to compensate Miss Luna at a monthly rate. Mr. Tiffith Jr. also asked Miss Luna to perform work for other artists affiliated with TDE. For example, in October 2019, he asked Miss Luna to assist with media and public relations work for one of his artists, Kembe. He continued to request her professional services for Kembe over the course of a week. It's really interesting to see Kembe X come up in this lawsuit. That's one of the artists they're talking about, but Kembe X is a man, and he's been, it's been at least 10 years that I haven't heard anything from that guy in the past 4 years or so. But before that, he was really like one of them ones that's like, yo, this guy's next up for a very long time. I forgot the project it was. I think it was self-titled Kembe X that I listened to. The guy's a good rapper. I think that was the last project I listened to by him. There was also a mixtape. Kembe X was in 2017. You guys should check him out if you haven't. He's a really dope rapper. As for Doechii, I was shocked because 2019? I thought at the earliest Doechii was signed maybe 2022 because some of the crazy videos that were going viral of her, and it wasn't even like music related. One of them was where she had a, that thing that you hold in your hand that goes pew pew. It's crazy how strict YouTube is now. We got to play these auditory charades. That, when she had her ex-boyfriend had that to her head, this was in what, 2020, I think? I don't even think it was before 2019. So she had to be with TDE already. This just goes to show, like, a lot of these people that you think are underground, dog, underground is before the person even starts dropping music nowadays, apparently. Because looking at this article that I'm going to pull up for you guys right now, it says that they announced her signing in 2022, in March of 2022. It's a Beat Route article where it says cover, Doechii, classes in session. And the publishing date for the article was August 8th, 2022. And this was after she released her EP. And she goes on to say that, yeah, I moved to New York without any money or job. And my plan was to get out there and it's going to force me to work really hard. Then I'm going to get a job and something's going to happen. Miraculously, it didn't work that way. For a while, I viewed it as a mistake. I slept in a McDonald's because I didn't have anywhere to stay. It was really cold and horrible. That ended up leading me to The Voice, and through that audition, I met another connection and got a show. Then from the show, I met this girl, and she became my roommate, and that's the same girl I'm talking about who made the production company. Those black chicks, which led me to she, her, black chick right now. So that's how they connect for me in my life. I don't know how this connected with TDE, but this is the thing, man. You get these crazy stories. Same thing with Travis Scott. Travis Scott's like, yeah, I was in LA homeless. I was in New York homeless. And you're like, yo, hold on. New York is really, really expensive. You're going out there as a youngin' with no job. And how are you surviving? And they leave out all of these details. I'm not saying that Doechii is lying, but she became the first female rapper on the label, and it was in March that it announced it right here. Skipping the soft launch and going straight to the label reveal, well, this is 3 years later. It was announced in March earlier this year that Doechii had found her match with the influential Top Dog Entertainment. Now, what a lot of people are trying to do is call this what it's not, which is, oh, artist development. You've got a problem with artist development now? Isn't that what we all said we wanted? Well, yes and no. Number one, it's an outright lie. Like I said, there's a difference between artist development. We know the artist is signed. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, Doechii, we're building her fan base, which is exactly what an industry plan is. Yeah, we're going to build her fan base and then announce her. You know who's somebody else that they did this for as well? PG Lang did this for, not just TDE. And a similar time was Baby Keem. I remember I was working on, Baby Keem, when Orange Soda was going around, this was after his first EP when he did an interview with, and he had already been on the Black Panther soundtrack. I will never forget this come up that they made for him. Baby Keem is on there, and they're like, yo, how'd you get your beats to TDE? And he's like, yeah, I just sent an email to the submission, and they just found my beats and decided to F with me. Meanwhile, we got photos of Baby Keem out there with Kendrick Lamar in Damn sessions years prior, but that didn't come out until years later. And they made him independent, quote unquote, until after Orange Soda dropped, until after his second tape dropped, the one that's black and white. Great tape, by the way. And I say this as somebody I mess with Baby Keem. Now, I don't know what he's been up to these past couple of years. He's got to come back with something. Now, is there even anticipation? I think we got to talk about this in a separate video. Remind me. Some of you guys are in my DMs, so just, hit me up to remind me to do a video on Baby Keem, because I feel like there's not anticipation. There is little anticipation, which can be a good thing if you've been gone for this long. So eventually we find out, oh wait, I make it public that Kendrick Lamar is Baby Keem's cousin, and people didn't believe me at first, but eventually they start doing music together. They make it public. They announce that he's PG Lang, Columbia, and this is the same exact situation with Doechii. And the reason why I have such a gripe with this, as fans, you guys largely don't care, even if you're being deceived, outright lied to. And the crazy thing is, just say, yeah, she's an industry plant, but I like her. No, you guys will try to twist and contort it into, no, she's actually, this is artist development. No, it's not. The problem with this is the storyline, because she creates the storyline. And I don't know how much of it is true, how much of it is embellished, but yo, I was broke, I was homeless in New York, and then I just met this person who introduced me to this person. I do believe I met this person, introduced me to this person. The whole, I was sleeping in McDonald's. What, did you take a nap in McDonald's one day? You didn't get kicked out? Being homeless is quite difficult. Let's not pretend. So stories like that are completely different from someone that came up. Like, for instance, the music hits different when you know that the artist does not have the stress of finances and can just focus all of their effort on music. So if someone's supporting them and they're like, yo, don't worry about this, just focus on your music. We'll handle a lot of the expenses in your life. Like, for instance, Smiley right now. Smiley is just financed by Drake. He gets to live at Drake's crib. He's eating Drake's food, all of that. So we're not going to say Smiley's getting it out the mud. Now, to get to that point, yeah, he got it out the mud before he got recognized. But that's different from an artist that's independent, that is probably working a part-time job, is trying to make ends meet with their career, and trying to make some money off their career that they reinvest into music because someone's not investing into them. And you could say, like, well, she's got to pay that money back. Yeah, but she's got to pay it back when she's lit. She's popping right now. So it's a lot easier to pay it back now when the money's flowing in. But if you had the money earlier, like a lot of talented independent artists don't have the funding, then they would be able to accelerate their career and probably release more, make more music videos, etc. Have their vision curated, or not curated, produce their vision in the way that they want. Yet, that same tag that's applied to that independent artist that's got a part-time job, maybe got a family that they're taking care of whilst they're perhaps even studying, they have to juggle all of these things and still make music, and they get the same tag as somebody that is signed to one of the biggest record labels in hip-hop history, supported by them financially, and has access to all of their connections for 3+ years before she's announced. Yeah, that's independent, right? Like, come on now. It's unfortunate. Like, I mess with Doechii, actually. I think it's kind of cool for people to hate on her, especially guys. I listened to her project. I enjoyed the project. I think it's a great album. I do think that they're doing the most here and there, but I just think she's got a solid team, solid marketing, fan base is growing. I do think that she's not as popular as they tried to deem her. That Anxiety song is huge, that's for sure. I think they're doing every move correct with her. So I respect it from a business sense, but you're not going to try to lie to me and pretend that this was artist development. It's not. She's an industry plant. But there are a lot of industry plants that failed. She just happened to be the one that succeeded, which is a nod and respect to TDE's ability to foster talent and get them a fan base that's going to last the test of time. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see you on the next one.